You're welcome to today's episode of The Human Angle. Saving money remains one of the oldest and smartest routes to wealth creation. In the early 90s, saving involved storing in piggy banks, a safe or under mattresses. Today, this can hardly pass as forms of saving money given that the human race has evolved and wealth creation has been enhanced such that savings has become an integral part of the modern-day financial services industry, and players have managed to create links between savers, the liquidity providers, and users of these savings, the deficit units. Notwithstanding, the central theme supporting saving has not changed. Saving a portion of what you earn has been proven to be one of the best ways to take charge of your finances in today's uncertain world. Therefore, on today's episode, we'll be looking at saving for rainy days, why and when you should, and how you can. First, it's inbuilt that when you save, you accumulate both for rainy days and, depending on the significance, for generational wealth that can exceed seasons and periods. It's physically and emotionally exhausting to live from one paycheck to another, knowing that you are one major ailment or two away from financial disaster owing to absence of money to fall back on when life happens. The fact is, saving provides a financial backstop for life's uncertainties and increases feelings of security and peace of mind. Secondly, saving leads to happiness. There is evidence from a study by the Northwestern Mutual Insurance Company that savings is linked to increased happiness. Actually, what the study found was that people who are planners and do future-oriented things such as setting financial goals and making savings to achieve those goals feel happier and better about their lives, a lot more than those who either fail to make plans or fail to save towards actualizing those plans. On a related note, the Consumer Federation of America found a strong relationship between saving and increased life expectancy. Particularly for low-income individuals, those with spending plans are far more likely to have saved money for emergencies and far more likely to be less exposed to illness from stress and anxiety. These findings make innate sense, given that not putting in place funds to meet eventualities can actually lead to a higher level of anxiety that ultimately may develop into serious health challenges if they are not addressed. Economists and psychologists attribute findings like this to the sense of control that people have when they plan ahead and know what they need to do to get from where they are now to where they want to be. It is well established by research that people who feel a sense of control over life events are often happier, cope better, and are more resilient in times of stress than others. On the contrary, people are especially unhappy in situations where they perceive themselves to have a lack of control. It is therefore no surprise that medical emergencies rank high on the list of things that stresses people the most. The combined impacts of not knowing when a medical emergency will set and the cost of meeting those obligations make people extremely uneasy, and when there is no savings to meet these obligations, families come under immense pressure. From a macro standpoint, even though consumption is usually the largest component of the GDP, saving is equally important in driving development. As we strive for a better future and as we take steps to achieve financial independence, a few popular quotes on the art of saving would be, number one, to beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship, by Benjamin Franklin. Keeping track of your daily expenses can be one of the greatest reviews of all time. Spending as little as 500 naira a day on things you really have no use for sums to 3,500 naira a week and 182,000 naira a year. Discounting this sum over a 10-year period at the federal government treasury bill can amount to as much as over 600,000 naira, and in over 20 years you could end up with over 2 million naira. Surprising, right? If you increase the amount by an additional 500 naira, for example, it takes a linear growth, resulting in a 20-year savings of over 5 million naira. This amount of money can actually go towards supplementing university education for your children or down payment for a family home in a decent location. Number two would be to stop buying things you don't need, to impress people you don't even like by Susie Orman. This quote is actually for everyone. Not many will admit this behavior, but given how many people go into debt and spend life savings to impress others with big cars and the latest fashions, it is a quote everyone needs to keep to mind. If you feel you have to maintain an elaborate lifestyle to impress a specific group of people, you need new friends. Learning how to live on less will help you acquire something a lot of people strive for, which is actually a bigger bank account. The number 3 quote will be, "You can be young without money, but you can't be old without it," by Tennessee Williams. This quote reminds us that the time to plan for retirement is when we are young and are in our productive age. Saving when younger might mean fewer vacations, just enough shoes in your closet, and bargain buying. But it also ensures enough income to live comfortably in later years when you're too old to earn income. If you start saving for your retirement when you pick up your first real wage, irrespective of the amount of money, you will look forward to retirement with relatively no anxiety. The result is true for a large number of us, and you would have qualified for that exclusive 1% of the global population who have retirement anxiety under control if you have saved enough to meet retirement. A number of products have been developed today to help you manage retirement expenditure, including annuity and other retirement saving plans. Number 4 quote will be, "If saving money is wrong, I don't want to be right," by William Shatner. Saving money is actually very cool, and do not let anyone tell you differently. Some people might attempt to disrupt your saving plans by tempting you to spend outside your budget, or they might whine because you never shop or buy things on impulse. The reality remains that saving is not only good for your financial health, it is a good measure of your level of discipline on very many areas of your life. The last quote is a popular quote by Warren Buffett that says, "Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving." Globally, the name Warren Buffett is synonymous to money, and his wisdom in the art of money making is unmatched. This partly explains why this quote is very popular and respected across the world. However, the brand Warren Buffett is not the only reason why this is a strong quote and a favorite for a lot of people. This quote is powerful beyond measure and sits at the heart of the concept of saving, dealing with the discipline required to accomplish the mindset. If you continue to wait till when it's convenient to save, you may wait your entire lifetime, given that outflows always have the tendency to exceed inflows. Once the inflow increases, you suddenly get the reason to buy that extra car, or take one more vacation, or even expand the family unit, or outrightly increase demand to meet the incremental income. The truth is, there's the best and worst of both worlds. How saving little money can lift families out of poverty, and how very large income has proven not to be enough in many cases where the discipline of saving is not kept. Constantly saving and taking informed decision on what best options there are for your money would ultimately prove valuable in the long run, irrespective of the amount of money being saved at a time. When you build this out constantly over a stretched period, the results are usually worth the effort, and that ultimately is a necessary condition to wealth creation. Now, given that saving requires a high amount of rigor and discipline, it's important to have a documented plan and make effort to keep to that plan. Therefore, some effective ways to execute a saving plan would be to, 1, track your expenses. The first step to start saving money is to figure out how much you spend, keeping track of all your expenses. Routine expenses must be detailed and known, and one-off expenses must be included in this budget. Once you have your data, organize the numbers by categories such as food, groceries, transportation, and so on. Then use your statement of account to track your expenditure. And as much as possible, do all your expenses via your bank cards to allow for tracking. Secondly, use automatic saving methods. Set up an automatic transfer from your current account, if you have one, to a savings account each month. This automatic method can be done through a standing order with your bank or your financial institution. It ensures the process is seamless, and then you overcome the temptation to indulge in significantly lessened. Number 3 will be to save all or part of a certain type of income. Certain incomes are not your regular or routine incomes, and such incomes should be saved in total or at the very least in a very large amount. These incomes should include or can include your annual bonus, monetary gifts, tips, and proceeds from sale items as well. Number 4 is to establish saving goals and watch these goals get closer as your savings grow. Such goals can be for education for your children or dependents, holiday shopping, vacation, or even your retirement, as I mentioned earlier. Also, don't forget to create an emergency fund. Keep saying this, start small and increase the fund to cater for possibilities such as illnesses, accidents, or job loss. Keep these savings separate from other savings so there's no temptation to spend it. And then ensure the money is used only for emergencies. Also, try to replenish it once you get back on your feet after the emergency when used. Lastly, will be to seek the best investment options and track your progress. Review your budget and check your progress every month. Not only will this help you stick to your personal savings plan, but it will also help you identify and fix problems quickly. Understanding how to save money may even inspire you to find more ways to save and then hit your goals faster. It's important to highlight that saving money is a difficult thing to do. Not only do we have a bundle of expenses seeking to exhaust the savings, as Nigerians and Africans, our communal nature of living leaves us with a large number of dependents in the absence of social nets. Notwithstanding these challenges, it's important that we make a habit of saving for rainy days to ensure we can meet our needs, whether in retirement, to fund education, or to meet emergencies. Only 1% of the global population has imbibed the culture of savings, and I charge you today to aim to join this exclusive club of individuals. The benefits far outweigh the pain at the very end. And that's all for this edition of The Human Angle. If you have questions or comments, kindly send a mail to programs@polshareng.com and business@polshareng.com. Visit our website www.polshareng.com to get more information on your personal finance and updates from our news stories and videos. Also follow us on our social media platforms shown on the screen for further updates on our market reports. Till tomorrow when I come your way again, thank you for watching and bye for now.